This probably looks like a holiday, but in truth, this is the calm before the storm. So where are we now? James has finished the app. We've done all the final little bits and pieces that we want before we go live with the first version of the app. It's been submitted to the App Store. It's pretty much ready to go. We did the final little tweaks to the UI. We're talking about putting some more small things into it, but we decided to say enough is enough. This needs to get out there. So it could be next week that we launch. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 5 weeks. Hopefully it's the former, because I know James did a really, really good job. We can't do anything more at this point around the app. Everything else is going to be concentrated on what comes behind the app, all the marketing, all the partnerships, all the branding. So that's on me, and that's my job at the moment. James is now officially off the hook. So I thought now would be a good time to reflect on, I suppose, on how we got here in the first place. So if I flash back about 1.5 years ago, I was let go from my last role, along with the rest of the leadership team. I was burnt out. I didn't really want to go back to that world again. And ultimately, I realized that I wanted to do something that I was passionate about, something in the golf space. Now, what that something was the big question. Now, as anybody who has watched any of my content will know, I am not a talented golfer. I'm not a pro. I don't know really much about the mechanics. I have an idea, but I'm not in that space. So tips and guides and all that sort of stuff was never really going to be the channel that I was going to be able to do. I was never going to be able to become a professional golfer. I'm too old for that. And to be honest, I didn't want to have to go through the retail route of having to work in shops to do my PGA at the same time. I have huge admiration for the people who do that, but with a family with 2 kids, it's not a route that I could really go down. Now, I did investigate maybe having a golf sim or golf practice facility, but where I live in St. Albans, it was just too difficult with the planning, and ultimately couldn't find the space to do it. But then my wife, in her infinite wisdom, said, look, what's the problem you're trying to solve? And for me, the problem was playing more golf, and that meant finding people to play golf with. Now, I'd already set up a WhatsApp group for the street or the dads in my school, and ultimately there was different levels of golfing ability and different levels of golfing willingness. So a lot of people were very social golfers, only wanted to play on the odd occasion. Other people wanted to play a lot more. So it was really a question of how do we find the right people and when do we find them? So the standard route would be to go to a golf club. But what I found when I joined the golf club was that there already was those embedded 4 balls. There wasn't an opportunity to find randoms to play with. So when I went to look to try and find other golfers to play with, I really struggled. I couldn't find an app out there that made it easy to find golfers. Everything was to try and book a tee time and hope that somebody would fill it. It was never a case of being able to see somebody on a map, physically how far away are they, what their handicap is and what type of golf they like to play. Are they casual, are they competitive, etc. So it seemed like a no-brainer for me to try and go down that route and figure out what exactly I wanted to build in that space. Flash forward, James reaches out to me on TikTok, and James is based in Germany. He is a developer, and he says, look, let's have a chat about what we can do here. And we talk, and we find out that we are equally as passionate about this game. We see this as potentially an opportunity to find a way out of the classical working world and do something more aligned to what we love. And James has been fantastic. He has handheld me through this entire development process about what works, what doesn't, what tools we should be using and what ones we shouldn't. It's been a bit of an exploration for him as well. It's not been entirely something he's been familiar with in the past, but we've been learning through it together, which has been amazing. And as we developed the product and we realized what we wanted, it has molded, it has evolved, and it isn't what we originally had envisaged. It has morphed with the thoughts and the opinions of the people that we've talked to over that time. And my God, we've talked to a lot of people over that time. I think I've probably spoken specifically about Skratchr to about 250, 300 people to try and figure out exactly what they want. Now, we're not going to have everything from day one, but that's always been touted. But we're going to have a hell of a lot of stuff within the next 18 months. And I think every 2 to 3 months, there's going to be a big update to the app, whether that be more games that we're going to be able to play, it'll be more formats, leagues, tournaments, GPS location. All of these things are going to be embedded into Skratchr in the future, but they're going to be embedded in a way that is cost effective for the user, because one of the big pillars about Skratchr is that we want this to be accessible for everybody. Yes, it will cost money, it'll cost £12 a head, but the price of a sleeve of golf balls to get greater access to golf, to get greater access to players, to get cheaper rounds when you're playing with members in other clubs, really should be a no-brainer for a lot of people. But look, it's not going to be for everybody, that's fine. So what's launch going to look like? Launch is going to be fairly straightforward. Once we get the apps approved, we're going to start building up a little bit of hype and creating a launch date. Now, you'll probably be able to sign up in advance, and then when the app launches officially, you'll be able to download it. But as part of that, we're going to have those brand relationships in place. I'm still waiting to finalize that big tier 1 brand partner. Hopefully that'll be done today or tomorrow. We'll figure that out as we go. If you're one of the first 1,000 users in the app, you're going to have an opportunity to win a prize specifically from one of our brand partners, which is hugely exciting. Seriously don't want to miss some of the prizes that we have coming up for that. And then we're going to get the first bits of information and data and feedback from those 1,000 users. And I don't think those people are going to be able to understand exactly how much they're going to be able to influence the direction of this product. So there will 100% be flaws in this product when it launches. I get that. But we will be adaptive, we will be quick, we will be able to change things on the fly very, very quickly. And those first 1,000 users, like a founding club is potentially just a term. It's a way of making people feel like they're part of something, but they genuinely are. Those 1,000 people are going to be able to give us huge insight into the app, how it's going to work, and they're going to create that density within the app that'll make it more exciting for more people to come into it. And the more people who are in it, the more value people are going to get from the app as well. So those people are going to have a key role. I am so grateful to those 1,000 people when they join, and I will be doing everything in my power to give back to those people as best I can over the coming years. So this is the calm before the storm. This is the quiet period before everything goes crazy. And if I'm honest, I kind of need it, because the next couple of weeks are going to be wild. Hopefully you're going to be part of it.